battle for most women, but there is a simple fix for dark under eye circles. In today's Style File, we're helping you brighten things up. Studio 5 style and beauty contributor Megan Moore is taking us to Under Eye Bootcamp?
Yeah, that's what I named it.
Bootcamps. We're going to Under Eye Bootcamp because we need it?
Yeah, because I feel like this is one of the things that people are triggered by. They're like, oh, my under eyes.
It's a trigger.
They are. I get this comment all the time. I have genetic problems. Blah, blah. It's this big thing for a lot of women. So, yeah, we're gonna go to boot camp, guys.
Well, and nothing shows our age or our lack of sleep or both than the under eye area. And it's such a delicate part of the skin that it's hard to know exactly what to do.
Yes, and it transforms over time. I was just saying, like, I can't treat my under eyes the same way I did when I was 20. I'm not 20 anymore, and so I have to make adjustments as I go.
Well, I was going to ask, because beauty bloggers all seem to have mastered this beautiful, bright, smooth under eye. Can any woman accomplish that?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. But you have to have the right products and the right technique for what your priority is. If you're trying something that's not meant for your priority, then it's not going to give you great results.
All right, before we jump in, you say there is one thing more important than anything else. What is it?
It is not picking a color that is too light. Think about
I'm guilty of this.
I've got a great visual for you, okay? So say you're at home and you want to paint a wall. You've got a dark wall, it's blue or gray or something, and you're like, I want to paint it white. So you put some white on it, right? Now, have you lightened it? Sure. But does the other color still show through? Absolutely it does, right? So we have to be using a color that is going to kind of get us halfway there and then the full way.
So your concealer is not going to be maybe as bright as you think. Explain what we're seeing here, this neutralizing color wheel.
Yes, so we're looking at, okay, so say we have purple under our eyes. We need to use a concealer or a corrector that's got yellow in it to bring us back to that neutral point. Or if we have blue under our eyes, if our veins read more blue, we really need something that's peachy or orangey, or we're not gonna get back to that neutral.
Okay.
So say I have blue and then I put yellow on it, am I gonna get where I need to be? No, I've just made green. Blue and yellow,
it's Art 101.
It totally makes sense. And so if you're not using the right colors, you're just not gonna get where you wanna go.
You talked about priorities, right? Knowing your priority when you select an under eye concealer or the right product for you. What are the possibilities there?
So there's three main priorities that you have to determine what is the thing that speaks to me the most. Do I want overall brightening? Do I want to just look more awake? I want quick and easy. I don't need a lot of coverage. I just want to look like, oh, you know, I'm a little bit more awake. Do I have major dark circles that I need to correct, right? This is, again, something we were talking about. This is a correction, right? This is like, oh my gosh, genetics play a role, or I'm not sleeping, or my, hydration is not where it needs to be. Or am I really concerned about the texture of my skin? Do I see a lot of fine lines and wrinkles? Am I kind of puffy or more sallow, kind of sunken in? So what's my priority? Because unfortunately, there isn't one product that's gonna do all of this. We have to kind of pick and choose. We might be able to find a product that's gonna do a little bit of all of it, but it tends to do one thing better than the other. So pick your priority.
All right, ladies, do that right now. Of that list we saw, overall brightening, dark circle, or the texture, the skin texture. Pick your priority. We're gonna jump into each one of these goals one at a time. Let's start with the lady out there who wants more brightness.
All right, so if you want an overall brightness, you can go to a product that's a little bit thinner, it doesn't have as much coverage, and I love the ones that do this that are either gonna be in a pen that kind of clicks through like a sponge or kind of like a brush on the end. You'll know automatically that it's gonna be something that's thinner because it can go travel through that product. And I like to apply this in kind of a starburst pattern underneath my eyes. So I'm gonna go all the way down to the tops of my cheek, all the way out to my temples. And essentially what I'm doing here is creating like a mask shape, right? The overall shape around my eyes and brightening it. And just blending that in nicely with a great concealer brush. But this is, again, just gonna lighten, brighten, and bring some light to the face, but I'm not gonna get full coverage from this look, and that's okay if that's what your priority is.
What product has your eye right now in this category?
I love these clicker pens. That's not the technical name
for
it, but
now.
I love them. These clicker pens by e.l.f. They're the brightening pens. They come in lots of different colors. You click them through the brush and just paint them on. Just super easy to use, right? And there's lots of great colors. And again, you'll notice these ones have a lot of peach in them because again, I want to counteract the blue or the purple. So they're not a super bright white color, even though I want brightness.
I was going to ask about the color matching. So do I want it to be the same color as my foundation, or how many steps brighter?
I think 2 steps brighter. I think the easiest way to find the right color is to match it to your neck. because your neck is always going to be lighter than your face,
Yes,
right? So
smart.
match it to your neck, and you know that that color here and here together, perfect.
It's gonna coordinate.
Yep, it's gonna coordinate, and it's gonna make it look all like cohesive.
Match your neck. I've never heard that. Fantastic. All right, for the lady out there who does deal with those under eye circles.
Yes, the dark circles. So for you, you may be one of the lucky unicorns that finds a single product that does it. But for most women, I think you have to do this in 2 steps. Like we talked about painting the wall, getting our primer on first, and then our second layer to get the overall brightness.
Okay.
So for this, again, using your color wheel, looking at, really study your eyes. I like to get in front of a window because you need that natural light and say, do I have more green, or am I reading more purple? And then going to that opposite color on the color wheel. So apply that first. You're gonna let it kind of dry down for about 30 to 60 seconds, okay? So we're not spreading that color all the way out. We're just kind of really getting it on those dark circles, letting it set. And then our second step is going in with our brightening color over the top of that.
Okay.
So you can see here for me, I have a lot of blue. So I'm using a peach, and you can certainly see that peach on there. I'm not blending it all the way away, letting it wait, and then I'm adding my second step of my brightening
So you've
color.
neutralized and then brightened.
Yep, it takes 2 steps. And like I said, there may be a product out there that does enough for you in a single step, but for most people, that's why these correctors exist, right? That's why companies make them.
This may be a new product that women don't know needs to be in their beauty bag. Tell us about this corrective line.
Yeah, so this is the Pro Conceal by LA Girl. It's super affordable, which is great, which is why you could have a couple different colors and mix and match if you needed to. So you've got yellow tones to neutralize purple. This one over on the very end for a darker skin tone that's got a lot of green in it, like an olive skin tone, you're gonna need some red to neutralize that green.
Interesting.
For me, I go into this peach tone because I've got a lot of blue under my eyes, okay? So super quick and easy, put that on. Again, it squeezes through a brush, so you don't even need to do much work there.
And for your brightener, this is a cult favorite.
This is a cult favorite, and this one's still the best. The Tarte Shape Tape, I love it. There's 2 formulas. I personally love the creamy formula, but the original one is a little bit more dry, and it's full coverage. So it's gonna take you all the way to that brightness level with that one in between.
Pretty thick.
It's pretty thick, so you don't need a lot. A
Yeah.
little goes a long way.
Yeah. All right, final category. We're looking at the gal out there who wants a smoother texture.
Yes, so if texture bothers you, you're gonna want to reach for something that has really hydrating ingredients, kind of an emollient in it, which is essentially like a rubber band. It stretches. So think about how many times the muscles around your eyes open and contract every day. Just over and over all day long. So over time, our elasticity goes away. So we need a product that's going to stretch with us, right?
Okay.
And then otherwise it's gonna kind of migrate into those fine lines and ends up making them look worse, right? So I love this one. I'm gonna apply it, and I like to apply it actually with my fingers first. I warm it up because again, I'm trying to get that elasticity going. And then I'll tap it in. And then I'll use a damp sponge to push. And when I say push, I mean push.
You're really getting it in there.
I'm really getting it in there. And you can see when I go in with my damp sponge, I will really get into those corners right there. Bam. Pushing it in because I've got to get it inside those fine lines.
And wet, a wet sponge.
A damp sponge, again, is going to give a little bit more elasticity to the product. So over the day, it doesn't kind of migrate and look cakey in those fine lines.
And the product?
And the product is by Under Eye. This is by It Cosmetics. Again, a huge following. People love this product.
I love it.
It's so great. High coverage, but also that beautiful kind of dewy finish to it that we need when texture is a problem.
Have we told you lately that we love you? You're so good at this. It's a science, plus it's an art, and you do both beautifully. The blend and the balance you strike. For all of us out there, we're grateful for. How can we get more advice?
Thank you. Come find me on thebeautysnoop.com or hang out with me on Instagram @BeautySnoop.
You're so good, Megan. Thank you so much. Under Eyes, the Under Eye Concealer Game, mystery solved.